Hi, welcome to another video to help those in need. Now, if you are just arrived to Japan, a new recruit, this video will be very helpful for you. If you have been living in Japan for a few years, more than 2 or 5, I can't help you with this video, sorry. I don't think you're eligible for a pension exemption, so go watch a different video. I'm so sorry. But new recruits, good news! You can apply for pension exemption. Now, some of you, your companies will automatically deduct pension payments from your salary because you would be working more than 40 hours a week. For those of you who don't work 30 hours a week but work less or work part-time, or like in my case only work up to 29 hours a week, then you can apply for pension exemption because it will be your responsibility to actually pay pension and health insurance from your own account. Now what that means is if you fall under a certain number of working hours, then your company won't pay for health care and they won't pay for pension. However, every single person who lives in Japan for an extended period of time has to pay health insurance. You have to be assigned onto a health insurance plan. I'm assigned onto the National Health Insurance Plan, and you have to pay pension. Or you can get pension exemption like I did in my first year. So when I just arrived, the first thing I had to do was go to City Hall and register. Say, hi, I'm a new resident in my city town. Please register me. I got my registration paper that I live here. And then I had to apply, go like to the next section of City Hall and apply for health insurance and pension. Now, even though you're applying for pension exemption, you still have to actually apply for pension. So put your name on the system and say, okay, I'm applying for pension. So that's what I did. I applied for health insurance, which I pay every month, and pension. Now, I heard about pension exemption before, so I thought, okay, let me try and get this too. The only thing is, if you go by yourself like me, it's a little difficult. If some companies, they have a person who goes with you when you just arrive to help you, someone who's bilingual, ensure that when you're registering at your city hall, you ask them to apply for you for pension exemption. So ask them to make sure that you've applied to be on the pension exemption scheme. If you're by yourself like me, then you have to just do what you can without technology, because I think I went there, I didn't have my cell phone yet, because you have to register at City Hall, open a bank account before you can get a cell phone. So I didn't have my cell phone yet. But when I was at home, I Googled the words for exemption, like pension exemption, which is Nenkin Menjo. Nenkin is pension, and I think Menjo is exemption. I don't know. That's what Google Translate popped up with. And by the way, when you arrive, the most important thing you can do for yourself is download the app to Google Translate. It saves lives, trust me, because I still don't know Japanese. But I get around okay because I use Google Translate. So I looked up the word for pension exemption beforehand, which was Nenkin Menjo. I hope that's the word. I'm not 100% sure, but it worked. Because at the pension service desk, they gave me first they explained to me that it only works for a year. So they showed me this. And they were like, okay, so 0 pension exemption. The next year, meaning the year that just passed, I'll have to pay a sum of it and then a little more of some, and then I only, for 4 years, if I stay here for 4 years, I have to pay the full amount. I think last year when I applied for exemption again, in the first year you only get 100% exemption, so you don't have to pay pension at all. But in the second year you have to pay some. And I think last year when I applied for exemption again, they said this year, which is when I go back, I have to pay the full amount, which is about 15,000 a month. And I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay it. But I have to pay it because you have to pay pension. So I'm going to pay that every month. 15,000 yen. But apparently, I know if you're American, you can definitely apply to get it back after 3 years or before 3 years. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna try and do that at when I leave. if I decide to ever leave, I will try and do that, apply to get back the pension. I think after 4 years you can't get it back. I'm not sure about that part. I'm only here to help you with how to apply for the pension exemption. So I went to them, I said, Nenkin Menjo, Nenkin Menjo. They had Google Translate trying to help me. I didn't have Google Translate. I just kept saying, I'm new, can't pay, no money. So we signed up for it. I know it's a little daunting if you don't know Japanese like I didn't, and you go there and you're just trying to explain, I don't want to pay pension exemption, Nenkin Menjo, and they're like, huh? And you're like, and they're like, But they're very helpful in city halls, especially even in my city hall, which is semi-rural. They're very helpful. They will go out of their way to try and help you, to make sure they understand that you understand them. So don't be scared at all. Just keep telling them exemption and fill out the form. You won't have Google Translate to help fill out the form. They will help you, because what I've noticed that most of these city hall places or the tax places is, once they see a foreigner come in, they'll just pop out Google Translate and try and help you. So like, I don't know. I think when I came here, I just used the magic of gestures and everything worked out. What you could also do is sign up for pension, finish city hall work, go to the bank, open your bank account, get your smartphone, and then go back to city hall and try with Google Translate. So once you get your smartphone with Google Translate, then you could try and do that on your own. So call your company, ask your company for help. My company is great. Like, anytime I have any issues where documents I don't understand, I just send them an email with a copy, a picture of it, and they translate for me. Don't ask your teachers at school for help. I've never done that because I've always been able to depend on my company. And if you work for a company here in Japan and they don't want to do that for you, you should probably look for a new job, because that company probably sucks. Okay? But now, like I said, you still have to actually apply for pension. So once you apply for pension, you're going to get the documents to actually pay the pension. So you get this like a week after or 2 weeks after. You will get in the mail this little package here with your pension payment slips. So this is what they look like. There are 9, 10 for each month that you have to pay. So let me just zoom in on this. So here's the payment slip. This barcode, if you see a barcode like that, it's a bill that you can pay at a convenience store, which is very convenient. And your address is here, your name and your address, which I have crossed out, and then the amount you pay. And this is for each month. So this is 5th month. Actually, you get these in March, so it's the month after, the 5th month after you get it. But anyways, you take this to the convenience store and you give your money and you pay for your pension. And you also get a pension book. This is my pension book. And you can, I don't know what to do with it exactly. I just put the receipts. I staple the receipts in for proof of payment. So in your first year, you're still going to get these slips. So even though you apply for pension, you're still going to get these. So don't be like, oh no, I still got it. The pension exemption didn't work. No, you're still going to get this, but then you'll also get a notification saying that you've gotten pension exemption. So you first, like I said, first you're going to get those slips, these slips. And so don't pay them yet. Don't pay them yet. Just wait a little while, because unlike your light bill, if you don't pay the pension slips, it's not like they're going to turn off your pension. There's nothing to turn off. They'll just keep sending you stuff. So don't pay it just yet. Wait to get the exemption card, which you should get like right after that, a week after. It doesn't take long. So it looks like this in my town. So you open it and use Google Translate again to confirm that it says something along the lines that pension exemption, or you don't have to make payments this year until next year, such and such, so and so. So you'll get a card like this confirming. So if you don't get this card, then I'm sorry, the government, your city has decided that you don't deserve pension exemption and you just have to pay the full amount. I'm sorry. But if you're lucky like me, then you don't have to pay pension for the whole year. And you'll see it working because you won't get late payment slips for saying, pay your pension, which you will receive, by the way. If you haven't gotten pension exemption, you're going to get slips every, for example, you didn't pay your pension in March, you will get a payment slip in, let's see, around June, 2 months after. And then you'll start getting calls from the pension people, because this year I decided I just wanted to like not pay for 2 months. I just wanted to wait. I was gonna pay. But I was gonna go to Disneyland. So I was like, let me use that money for Disneyland instead. You know what I mean? And so I didn't pay for like 2 months, and they were like, hello. First they called, they realized I'm English, and they said, okay, we're going to call you back. And then they got someone and said, hi, we're calling from English service, just letting you know that your pension is due. So if you don't want to get calls like that and just every month letters saying pay, just pay your pension and be done with it, and try and collect when you're leaving. I must say, by the way, when you arrive as an ALT, don't ask your JTEs, your Japanese teachers of English, don't ask them to help you with these things. Try and do it by yourself, or call your company and try and get them to help you. But anyways, that's it. So I hope this helps. Remember, if you've just arrived and if you're in your first year of not teaching English, not everybody comes to Japan to teach English, but working in Japan as a foreigner, you can apply for pension exemption. And you get pension exemption because they calculate pension based on the year before. And if you weren't here the year before, how are they gonna charge you to pay pension? Exactly. So go ahead and attempt that, and if it works out and you watch this video to get help, then I'm glad I could help you. And enjoy life in Japan, the most amazing country ever. No, I love Japan, that's why. But anyways, bye!